Hi there, welcome to GoMark. Today we are going to make a wallet, and this is what we are going to do in a nutshell. The expected outcome is here, so let us begin. You'll be needing your hook. I'm using a 3.5 millimeters hook, and also you need to have a pair of scissors, a darning needle, and some stitch markers. So we begin by making a chain of 52 or 52 chains. We are going to make 52 chains. I welcome you back, or if not subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. We upload tutorials one after the other, and my tutorials are well explained and well detailed. So let us make 52 chains. Here I am, I have mine, and now into the second chain from the hook. I always like going into the back loops. I'm going to make a single crochet. Into the next chain we make another single crochet. I always like going into the back loop, but if you're not interested in that, you can just go into the front loops. So we are making a row of single crochets in every chain until we are done with the row. We make single crochet, a single crochet into every chain. Every chain has one single crochet. So I'm remaining with one, and I just go into it with a single crochet. So at this point I have 51 stitches. I have 51 stitches. Chain one and turn. Into the very first I'm going to make a single crochet. Next, make a single crochet. Next, make a single crochet. This project is very easy and very quick. It is just a project of single crochets, very repetitive, and you don't need much energy. So you're going to make rows of single crochets, forth and back, until you have 35 rows. So I'm going to go off camera and I'll come back with 35 rows of single crochets. Here I am, I have one. So one, you can see the demarcation carries two rows. So at this point I have 17 made of 2 rows and 1. So 17 by 2 is 34, then plus the 1 we have 35 rows. So I'm just going to chain one and cut off my yarn. Then let us cut our yarn. Okay. So before we continue, we shall change our panel as I have done. Ensure you change it. So at this point you have 51 stitches in every row. So you're going to divide them into 17, and 17. So I'm counting my first 17, and this is the point where I have the 17th stitch. I'm going to insert a stitch marker. At this point, let me insert a stitch marker. Okay, and from the other end I'm also going to count 17, and I've inserted the stitch marker into 17, and into the middle you should have 17 stitches. Are we there? So you're going to work on the middle part, and I will go into the next stitch just after the stitch marker here. Then I'm just going to make a single crochet. So at the end I have to have 17 stitches of single crochet. I hope we are together. I'm working in the middle part, and we've divided our panel into 17 stitches 3 times. So we are working on the middle part, and we are just making single crochets. So this is the 36th row. Remember you had 35 rows. Are we together? So the one that I'm working on gives us our 36th row. Are we together? I hope you have understood. So ensure you have the 17 stitches in the middle. So at this point I have one to go, and I'm just going to make a single crochet into it this way. So chain one and turn your work. So we are working from 36 to 43. We are going to make single crochets, rows of single crochets in the middle part. So I'm at this point, you can see I have 4 demarcation, that is 4 by 2 gives us 8. And then when we add, we get 43 rows. We get 43 rows. So we chain one and turn our work. So now from this point, we are going to do some reduce, and we shall be reducing in the first 2 stitches and the last 2 stitches. So this is how I do my reduce, and pull through both the loops, pull through all the loops, and then in the middle we're just making a single crochet in every stitch, and at the end we have 2 to go. I'm also going to reduce. So we reduce in the first 2 stitches and the last 2 stitches. All of us by now we know how to reduce. I've been doing so in my most of the projects. Yes, so that is our 44th row. So we are going to make from 44th row all the way to 47th row, and this is the result you can see. So chain one and cut our yarn, chain one and cut our yarn. Okay, so we are going to go to the next part. I'm just going to block this, and I'm going to make single crochets. I'm going to make single crochets across the middle part. So I'm just getting the middle part of this. Then I have my stitch marker there. I will let you know why we have the stitch marker there. So let us make single crochets. Let us make single crochets through the middle part. I must say I'm grateful for you who have watched this up to this point. I hope the tutorial is helpful. If you like it, please comment, share, and like. And if not subscribed, please do so. So you're making single crochets across this part. You're making single crochets across this part. Continue until you get to the stitch marker. Continue until you get to the stitch marker. So here I am, and I'm just going to remove the stitch marker, and then I will be chaining 8. I make 8 chains, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then go back. I just skip the stitch that had a stitch marker and go into the next. We skip this and go into the next. So I tried joining it with a single crochet, but it wasn't giving, so I'm just going to slip stitch. Yes, I'm going to slip stitch at this point, this way, and then we're just continuing with single crochets. Continue with single crochets. We continue with single crochets. Up to the other part. So I'm done with that. So we are just going to fold this panel into 2. We are folding it into 2, and this stretch had 17 stitches. So do you remember, from the stitch marker to the end we had 17 stitches? So I'm just counting them to confirm that there are 17, but also I need to get the middle stitch. So if we have 17 of them, it means on one side I should have 8 and on the other side I should have 8, so that the one remaining gives me the middle part, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. So I already have my middle part and I've placed a stitch marker, and on the other side, so we are going to join the two panels at this point. Are we together? We are going to join the two panels. See, I have the front panel and the back panel. So when you are joining them, ensure that your needle goes through both of them. Are we together? Ensure that your needle goes through both of them. So let us join. We are joining the two panels at this point. We are joining them. We are joining them. So basically I'm using my darning needle, and this is how I'm just doing it. Very easy. If you have aligned your panels well, you should not have any problem in joining the two. You should not have any problem in joining the two. So I'm done. This is how it looks like, and when I try to open it up, this is how it looks like. So just open up the panels, open up like this and fold them. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I may not explain it well, but please follow through, and this is what I expect you to have at this point. So we are going to again join this end and the other end, the middle two panels, Still using the darning needle, and let us join the two sides. We are joining the two sides. So if you know any other way of joining the two, just do it. We have so many ways of joining two panels, so it's not a must you use what I'm using. Yeah, you can use any other method of joining the two. It is still okay. Just ensure that they are the two middle ones. So we do that to the end and also the other side, and then weave in our endings, and this is what we have, the trifold wallet. So at this point we have our chain 8. This point I'm just going to place a button there. And this is what I have. I like how it came out. I like the results. I also hope you enjoyed doing this. So basically this is what you need, but I'm just going to add a little touch of white for a girly like me. But if you're not interested, you can. This is the end of your project, yeah. So I just made chains and joined. I'm just trying to make something out of it. You can make a love, you can make stars, but I thought of this bow tie. I thought of a bow tie, a small thin bow tie at this corner will do me good. You can use any other shape. You can use any other shape. And I'm just trying to attach it to my project, and the last part of it is this, and it came out so beautiful. I think I like it this way. So stay blessed for watching. Those who have liked, thank you. Those who have subscribed, God bless you. We look forward to seeing you next time, same place. Bye.